20 years ago, a 21-year-old boy from Madeira Island stepped up and converted a penalty against Iran, scoring his first ever goal on the World Cup stage. At that time, it is safe to say nobody could have imagined the staggering heights he would one day reach. And 20 years later, a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo silenced the entire world once again with 2 goals against Uzbekistan. With this, the Portuguese man became the only player in World Cup history to score in 6 consecutive tournaments. At the halftime whistle, the man wearing the number 7 shirt stared directly into the broadcast camera, eyes burning with fierce resolve, and roared with every last breath in his lungs, "I'm back." In that moment, time itself seemed to freeze over the North American continent. So what kind of psychological battle did Ronaldo endure in the lead-up to this dominant victory? Why is he still capable of running riot and proving his worth with goals at the age of 41? And can this star-studded Portugal squad finally lift the long-dreamed-of World Cup trophy on the stages of the USA, Canada, and Mexico? Before the match, Ronaldo carried a suffocating weight of public opinion on his shoulders. In fact, the debate over whether Ronaldo is Portugal's leader or their poison has never really stopped in recent years. Especially after leaving Manchester United, bidding farewell to Europe's top 5 leagues, and heading to Asia to play, the voices of doubt surrounding Ronaldo reached their absolute peak. Countless so-called tactical analysts and media figures loudly proclaimed that a 41-year-old Ronaldo had lost his ability with the ball, that his physical condition could no longer meet the high demands modern football places on pressing in the final third, and that his presence was dragging down what should be the greatest Portugal squad in history. In their opening match, Portugal had dominated possession but could only manage a 1-1 draw. Ronaldo had failed to score, barely touched the ball, and his performance drew an unflattering contrast with Messi, who had just completed a hat-trick. After the match, the media carnival began. A hero past his prime. He should voluntarily step aside. Ronaldo is destroying this Portugal squad. This was everything Ronaldo faced heading into the Uzbekistan match. The whole world was scrutinizing his every touch through a magnifying glass, waiting and hoping to watch the Portuguese man make a fool of himself. But they seemed to have forgotten the man they were questioning is someone who has never feared any challenge in his life. Facing Asian powerhouse Uzbekistan, Ronaldo gave the best possible answer with goals. From the very start of the match, Uzbekistan set up with 5 defenders at the back, exactly as expected. But Portugal's performance was noticeably more aggressive compared to their first game. In the 6th minute, Cancelo used his pace to shake off his marker and swept a low, flat cross into the box. In the blink of an eye, Ronaldo, who had still been stationed at the far end of the box just a moment before, had already made his run early, arriving at the near post to poke home. 1-0. Under immense pressure, Ronaldo silenced the doubters once again with a goal, becoming the first player in World Cup history to score in 6 consecutive tournaments. This goal ignited the atmosphere inside the entire stadium while simultaneously throwing Uzbekistan's pre-match tactical plan into disarray. Forced to concede so early, they were compelled to push their defensive line forward somewhat, but this was precisely the trap Portugal had laid for them. After Mendes converted a free kick to extend the lead to 2-0, the 39th minute brought yet another textbook counterattack from Portugal. Bruno Fernandes threaded a scalpel-like through ball, Ronaldo timed his run to perfection to beat the offside trap, and with his right foot calmly stroked the ball into the far corner. The ball rolled steadily into the bottom corner. Ronaldo had scored a brace before the half was even over, stretching the lead to 3-0. This goal completely shattered Uzbekistan's psychological resistance and sounded the signal for Portugal's slaughter of the game. In the remainder of the match, a Portugal side brimming with momentum swept everything before them, adding an own goal and a goal from Leo to seal the final scoreline at 5-0. After the final whistle, Ronaldo roared directly into the broadcast camera, "I'm back, I'm back." Those few simple words were not only a release of emotion after the victory, they were his announcement to the entire world. Never, ever write off Ronaldo. As long as he is still standing on the pitch, he still has the ability to decide a match. In our conventional understanding, most players are essentially in a semi-retired state once they pass 35, never mind proving themselves on the World Cup stage. So why is a 41-year-old Ronaldo not only still standing on that stage, but capable of scoring a brace in a match and crushing all doubt? Before answering this question, we must first acknowledge that the Ronaldo of today genuinely cannot do what he did at Manchester United or in his early Real Madrid days, bursting with explosive power, using flashy feints to dance past 3 defenders before shooting. Over the past decade of evolution, Ronaldo has transformed himself into a pure elite predator who prowls the penalty area. His off-the-ball movement, his anticipation of defensive players' positioning, and his ability to find space are all textbook level in world football. The 2 goals against Uzbekistan are actually the perfect illustration of Ronaldo's technical characteristics today. On the first goal, in the split second before the cross arrived, Ronaldo suddenly accelerated and darted to the near post, and that exact zone happened to be a vacuum in the opponent's defensive structure. People always say goals like this are just arriving at the right place at the right time, but they overlook the fact that it is precisely Ronaldo's exceptional off-the-ball movement that makes arriving at the right place look so effortless. On the second goal, facing a one-on-one, his composed, precise finish showcased his historically elite finishing ability. No need for excessive running, only the need to appear in the most lethal position at the most critical moment. Backed by his balanced finishing with both feet, plus his outstanding aerial ability, Ronaldo inside the penalty area remains a center-back's nightmare to this day. And if footballing intelligence can be accumulated through experience, then what underpins Ronaldo's ability to execute all of this is his relentless dedication and iron self-discipline. When contemporaries like Rooney and Snyder have long since developed potbellies and settled comfortably into retired life, Ronaldo still maintains a body fat percentage below 10%. To stay in condition, he has chosen a brutally strict diet, no carbonated drinks, grilled chicken breast as a staple, meticulously scheduled sleep hours, and uninterrupted strength training and flexibility work in the gym. All of this mind-numbing tedium has earned him the ability at 41 to still go toe-to-toe with a new generation of players 20 years his junior. The decline of the human body is an inevitable law of nature, but Ronaldo has used a will of steel to make that decline arrive far more slowly. Some may argue that Uzbekistan, as a newcomer to the tournament, are limited in quality, but being able to score a goal at this age in itself is an achievement worthy of the world's admiration, especially given the overwhelming wave of criticism before the match that came close to denying Ronaldo's entire career, which is frankly going a bit far. Fortunately, Ronaldo is perhaps the mentally strongest player on this planet. When external pressure, abuse, and mockery come crashing down on him, not only does he refuse to be knocked down, he converts all that negative energy directly into fuel to drive himself forward. Look back over his career and count how many times he has achieved redemption from within the eye of a storm. In 2013, on the road to the Brazil World Cup through the qualifiers, facing a Sweden side led by Ibrahimovic, Ronaldo produced a completely unreasonable hat-trick and single-handedly saved his country. At the 2018 Russia World Cup, facing Spain with the eyes of the whole world on him, he rolled up his trouser leg and converted that historic free kick, once again rescuing his team with a hat-trick. And now, today, after enduring months of media abuse and retirement demands, Ronaldo completed his vindication with 2 goals. Whether or not you like the Portuguese man, you cannot deny that Ronaldo's spirit of coming back stronger from every setback, of refusing to bow his head and concede defeat even in the darkest of moments, is the key to his extraordinary career. Having discussed Ronaldo's perfect performance in this match, we must also step back and take a clear-eyed, rational look at Portugal's prospects in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. After this 5-0 thrashing, Portugal's qualification picture is already looking rosy, but the true goal of this star-laden Galacticos squad is unquestionably not merely topping the group. The World Cup trophy is what burns in their hearts. On paper, today's Portugal squad is at the absolute peak of the nation's footballing history, and in the predictions of many betting companies, their chances of winning the title rank just behind France, England, and Spain. In this 5-0 victory, we saw Ronaldo's scoring ability remains very much intact. But when the knockout rounds arrive and they face far more formidable opponents, will Portugal still be able to play with this same freedom and composure? Consecutive matches will inevitably make Ronaldo's physical condition an X factor given his age of 41, all of which will test the management of Coach Martinez. Judging by Portugal's first 2 matches, particularly the opening game against Congo, there is still considerable room for improvement. The midfield combination of Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, and Neves will need to be in better form when facing more intense pressing. The defensive line must also address the persistent problem of losing their marks that has cropped up in the first 2 matches. Only when Portugal's defensive midfield foundation is solid does their attacking front have the platform to score. And from what we can see so far, the atmosphere within the Portugal squad remains very united, winning the World Cup. For Ronaldo appears to have become something of a shared mission among the younger generation in the squad. This kind of cohesion is absolutely vital for a team with championship ambitions. As for Ronaldo's personal scoring records with these 2 goals, his tally at World Cups for the national team has now surpassed that of the Black Panther, Eusebio, given Portugal's formidable attacking creativity. As long as Ronaldo stays healthy, he has every opportunity to continue adding to his goal account in the matches ahead. Of course, at this stage of his career, the goal tally perhaps no longer matters all that much to Ronaldo himself. Even if he were to go the rest of the tournament without scoring a single goal, as long as he can hold the base of the World Cup trophy in his own hands, he will embrace it all with a smile. Time has a way of stealing without warning the speed that belongs to youth. But throughout the vast river of football history, there have always been those who try to use their own relentless dedication to fight against time's unstoppable current. From the tears streaming down his face after the 2004 European Championship final defeat, to becoming the sideline spiritual leader in 2016, who guided his team through their transformation to butterfly. From the heartbroken tears in Qatar in 2022, to the defiant "I'm back" roar on the stages of the USA, Canada, and Mexico in 2026, Ronaldo has poured every last drop of his youth, every last ounce of his passion, unreservedly into Portugal, into the football he treats as life itself. Perhaps some people are put off by his arrogance and stubbornness. But Ronaldo is like the old-fashioned Don Quixote, refusing to concede defeat to time, battered and bruised all over, yet still gripping his lance tightly, charging at the windmills again and again. Perhaps being alive in this era to witness with our own eyes both Messi and Ronaldo delivering brilliant performances in the twilight of their careers at the World Cup is itself an immense blessing. The script of Twilight of the Gods is approaching its final chapter. We wish the Portugal captain his wish comes true. But even if the story ends with a shade of tragedy, the achievements Ronaldo has attained must never be dismissed or denied in their entirety. What do you, watching on the other side of the screen, think? Can this Portugal squad break through every obstacle and have their wish come true in the USA, Canada, and Mexico? And can Ronaldo's final mission reach its curtain call in the most perfect way possible? We welcome everyone to leave your thoughts in the comments and discuss with us. Thank you all for your likes and subscriptions. This is Shijibo. See you next time. Don't miss it.